Hi friends, welcome to your Hatha yoga class. This is a strong yet rather calm practice that focuses on alignment. So we will stay in the poses a little longer to really feel their effect on the body and on the mind. There are some dynamic elements such as the sun salutation, but otherwise the practice is rather static. So it makes it a little bit more friendly on the wrists, and there is no chaturangas or fancy transitions. We focus on a calm and strong asana practice. Yoga blocks can be helpful if you happen to have them at home, but I will show you everything without any props. So let's get right into the practice, starting in a cross-legged seat, Sukhasana, the easy pose. You may want to sit on a block or on a cushion, or you simply sit on the ground, crossing the legs in a way that allows you to relax the groins and the knees, and sitting really nice and tall through the spine. And you can rest your hands on your lap or on your legs, wherever it feels most natural, so your arms and your shoulders can relax. And then I invite you to close down the eyes. If you prefer to keep the eyes open, then just softly lower the gaze down to the ground. And take a moment to arrive in the space. We can lose a lot of energy through the eyes if we keep wandering around the room. We just feed the mind. So instead you want to try and draw the focus inwards, withdrawing from anything that is happening around you, and withdrawing yourself from wherever you've been in your day, anything that is still planned, and just fully arrive in the here now. We take a long breath in through the nose, and gently sigh out through the mouth. Again, long breath in through the nose. Let it go. One more time, long breath in through the nose. And sigh it out. And then go ahead and join your palms together in front of the heart center. Anjali Mudra, a gesture of connecting the mind and the body. And if you wish, you can use this moment to set an intention for your practice. A quality that you would like to invite or a feeling you want to embody. So anytime you feel distracted or you feel challenged, you come back to this intention and ground yourself in presence. Bow the forehead down to the fingertips and slowly open the eyes. Take a moment to clear your gaze. And then lift your head. There you go. We'll start out with a warm-up, extending the arms out in front of us, bringing the thumbs into the palms, making fists and starting to rotate the wrists towards each other. And then away from each other, just warming up the joints. And then we extend the fingers and flex the hands, and then we bend. So fingers down and fingers up. Really stretching into the wrists a little. Good. And then we extend the arms out straight, turning the palms up. And then we're bringing the fingertips onto the shoulders, and we extend, warming up through the elbows a couple of times. Good. And then from here, we bring the fingertips onto the shoulders, take the elbows out to the side, and start drawing big circles into the air, warming up through the shoulders. Keeping the face and the jaw relaxed. Good. Circling the other way around as well. And then we softly release, take the arms overside in a big movement, give ourselves a nice big stretch. And then we land the fingertips onto the right side and reaching the left arm over here. Side bend. Inhale, extend the side body. Exhale, ground down through the sits bones. One more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, ground. One more breath, inhale, and exhale. Good. out. Inhale, sit back up, bring arms alongside ears, and then switch the side. Lean to the left, left hand to the ground, right arm reaches over ear. And you always want to find a bit of this expansion as you inhale, but a certain stability as you exhale. In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, asana is described as stiram sukham, so stable but with a certain ease. So you want to look for these qualities in your posture. Good. Inhale, sit back up, reach arms overhead, and then with your exhale, twist to the right side. Land the fingertips lightly wherever they land, and then inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, softly open the twist. Good. And you always want to find a focus point for your eyes to keep that mind focused. We call this drishti. And so you always keep the focus of the eyes and the mental focus on the breath. On your inhale, come back to the center, reach the arms above head. And on your exhale, twist to the second side. Find a long spine as you inhale. And exhale, find this openness in the twist. Come back to the center, reach the arms up one more time, and then release the hands down. We take both hands onto the right leg, one hand onto the knee, one hand onto the foot, and we start drawing big circles into the air with the hip joint. So it's not circling the knee, but really circling the hip joint a couple of times one way, warming up through the lower body as well, and then circling the other way around. Good. Can be some clicking, that's good. Getting everything moving. And then you want to bring the lower leg about parallel to the floor, flex the foot, and see if you can bring the lower leg closer to you. You can always position the left leg in another way so you feel stable. And then we rock the leg from side to side. If you happen to have space, there's an option to bring the foot into the crease of your elbow and just rock it from side to side like a baby. Feeling that opening sensation in the outer hip and keeping the spine nice and long. Good. And then you want to release the foot back to the ground, switching the side, reaching for the left leg and starting with the big hip circles. Good. One way, a couple of times. And then switching directions. And then bringing the lower leg parallel to the floor, flexing the ankle to keep it stable and pull the leg in a little more. Any degree is fine. See what works for you. We're rocking the leg from side to side like this, or maybe bringing the leg a bit closer and foot into the inner side of your elbow. And then we release, and from here we come onto all fours into a tabletop position, hands on the shoulders, knees under hips. You want to tuck the toes under maybe to stretch the feet, spread out the fingers nice and wide, find that grounding, that stability, and on your exhale press into a rounded cat stretch. On the inhale, open the heart, gently lift the tailbone and the gaze for your cat stretch, arch in the back. Exhale, rounding the back. And inhaling, opening through the front body. We do this a couple of times. You can synchronize this movement with your breath. It should feel quite intuitive, but you can also breathe in a way that feels natural for you. Make sure you take the pelvis and the neck along to really move the whole spine. Good. And then from here, you want to bring the hips all the way back onto the heels for a child's pose, Balasana. You can keep the toes tucked if that works for you, to stretch the feet, and then knees together or wider apart to give some space to the belly, and just take a long breath here. Taking a little mental note of this posture. If ever you want to take a break, this is your safe spot to rest. And then keep the hands nice and grounded. The arms are really long. We come back onto the knees. Toes are tucked, at least now, and then we push the hips up into downward facing dog. Good. Take a moment to pedal the legs if this feels good, pressing the heels alternately down towards the ground, stretching through soles of the feet, the calves, back of the knees, and the hamstrings. And it's a nice moment to also soften the neck and release tension from the face, from the jaw. Good.
And then bend the knees a little more, send the hips a little higher. Now you can practice the downward facing dog like maybe you usually do. If today you want to try, you can bring the feet together. This posture is called the mountain pose, Parvatasana, in traditional Hatha yoga, at least how I learned it, and see how this feels for you today. Arms are really nice and long, the heels are pushing towards the ground, and it doesn't matter how far they come, but you want to feel that stretch at the back of the legs. We stay another full breath here. And then you want to take the gaze forward, bend through the knees a little, and walk towards the top of the mat. You can bend the knees as much as necessary, unlock the knees, let the upper body dangle, maybe grab opposite elbows, and sway from side to side a couple of times. And then from here, release the arms. Knees are soft as you slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll your way up. Take your time. Shoulders, neck, and head come very last until you arrive in standing. Taking the shoulders back and down, bringing maybe the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, or feet hip distance for Samastitihi, your initial posture here standing. Yeah, we go into sun salutation. Inhale, bring the arms up. Palms can be facing forward. Hug the thumbs. And exhale, fold all the way down for Uttanasana. Take the right foot back on the inhale, knee down, gaze up. And exhale, step into your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, bring knees, chest and chin down to the ground. Inhale, slide forward, point the toes, small cobra. Exhale, down dog or mountain pose, Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee down, lift the gaze, equestrian pose. Exhale, step to the top for forward fold, Uttanasana. To standing, inhale, maybe hook the thumbs, gaze up. And exhale, release into Samastiti. Second side, inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale, left foot back, knee down, Ashvasanchalanasana, lift the gaze. Exhale into your plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down to the ground. Inhale, slide forward and through, point the toes. Exhale, down dog. Left leg forward, inhale, equestrian pose, right knee down, lift the gaze. Exhale, step to the top, forward fold. Inhale to standing, take arms up, gaze up. Exhale, release, Samastitihi. We do one more round on each side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, knees can be soft. Inhale, right leg back, lift the gaze. Exhale into your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, bring knees, chest and chin to the ground, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana, point toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha or Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee down. Exhale, step to the top. Inhale to standing, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, release. Last time, left side, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the ground, hips stay lifted. Inhale, Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, lift the gaze. Exhale, step to the top. To standing, inhale, sweep the arms up, gaze up. And exhale, release. Good. Roll the shoulders back and down. Palms are facing forward just slightly. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Observe the breath and the sensations in the body.
And then take a big step with your right foot towards the back of the mat. And then turn all toes to point towards the back of the mat. The right foot is pointing straight forward. The back foot is about 45 degrees pointed in. And we're bending the front knee into a right degree angle or less. You want to take your hands into your hips to make sure your hips are level and they're really pointing forward, same direction as the foot. And then bring the palms together and reach the arms forward and maybe up. If this feels a lot on your back knee, you always have the option to lift the back heel up. If this feels a lot on your lower back, then keep the arms rather forward, same for the neck. If it feels good, reach the arms a little higher and gaze to your thumbs. Choose your focus point, your drishti, and then breathe smoothly in and out through the nose. Get the strength in the legs, maybe sit a little lower. I always find a certain calmness, even in the stronger standing poses. We take another full breath here. Reach the fingers a little higher with the inhale. And with the exhale, open arms and hips to the side for warrior two. Back foot is now parallel to the short side of the mat. Right knee is pointing forward. The knee tends to fall in. Really press it outwards by pressing into the mound of the big toe. Make sure your upper body is not leaning forward or backward, but really stack your head over the heart over hips. And then extend the arms to the side while still relaxing the shoulders. Your feet are pulling towards each other as if your mat was slipping, so you can really feel the inner thighs. And then take your gaze over the right middle finger forward. Inhale, feel a certain length in the spine. And exhale, sit a little lower, only if that feels stable. Take about 3 more long breaths here. Good. On your inhale, extend the front knee. Keep a tiny bend in the knee. Activate the thigh. Pull yourself forward and down. Right hand to the shin. And left arm reaches up to the ceiling for extended triangle, Trikonasana. You can support yourself with the right hand, but don't let all the weight go down, but really reach up with the left fingertips. Keep pulling the feet towards each other. Feel the inner thighs. Maybe gaze up to the left hand if that feels okay for your neck. If that feels a lot, look at the same direction as your heart or gaze down. Take a long breath. Good. If you feel any impatience coming up, come back to the breath and maybe come back to your intention. And then look down to the ground, press into the feet. Inhale, bring the upper body back up. Exhale, bend the front knee like warrior two. Option 1 for your side angle, bring the forearm onto the front leg. Option 2, bring the right hand onto the inside of the right foot. Maybe you want to use the block here if you have one. If you don't have one, option to come onto the fist. The left palm turns up and then you pull that arm over ear for side angle pose, Parshva Konasana. The chest spirals up towards the ceiling a little, maybe gaze goes up. Again, if that feels a lot, don't stress the neck. Keep pressing the right knee outwards, the right arm can help with that. And keep pressing through the outer edge of your left foot. You're creating a long line from the left outer edge of the foot till the left fingertips. So you're creating a side angle in relation to the ground. Long breaths in and out. Just 2 more breaths. Good, and then press into the feet. Inhale, come back up into your warrior two. And exhale, straighten the front leg. Return all the toes now to the front of the mat, changing the sides. Always feel free to adjust the stance. Left toes are pointing forward, right foot about 45 degrees in, or left knee bends and hips are pointing forward. You can always adjust yourself. Option to lift the back heel and then palms together. Virabhadrasana 1. Maybe bending in through the knee a little more, a little less, pressing palms together, gazing to the thumbs or forward, depending on what your neck needs today. And then finding the focus point, the drishti, and finding your smooth, calm breath. Good. Reach the arms a little higher as you inhale. And as you exhale, open arms and hips to the side. Maybe you need to adjust the stance, that's fine. Back foot is parallel to the short side of the mat and the knee is not passing over the ankle. It can be a little back if that feels easier, or you bring it right over the ankle in a right degree angle. Now lengthen the spine, draw the belly in a little, so you want to get out of that curve of the lower back. So you bring the tailbone down, you open the hips, extend the arms, gaze forward. Find your breath. Good. On your inhale, extend the front leg, small bend in the knee. On your exhale, pull yourself forward and down. Reach the right arm up. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. If you happen to have a lot of space, you can reach the first 3 fingers to grab the big toe. If it feels a lot, you can come further up. Find the alignment that allows you to find length in the spine and the side body. And then engage the core by pretending like you want to stand up without actually standing up. Find your focus point that is neck friendly, and then breathe. Good. Take your gaze down for stability. Press into the feet. Inhale, bring the upper body back up. Exhale, bend the front leg like warrior 2. Find your side angle variation. Forearm or hand onto the ground, hand onto the block, maybe onto the fist. Turn your right palm up and then swim the arm forward and open the chest. Good. Make sure the left knee is pointing forward and the back foot is firmly grounded, even the outer edge of the foot. Finding your focus point and finding your breath. Good. Take your gaze down, press into the feet. Inhale, come back up into warrior 2. And then on your exhale, straighten the front leg. We'll take a big step or many small steps, whatever helps you to come to the top of the mat for Samastiti here, bringing the shoulders back and down. Taking a moment to breathe. And feeling the after effect of the asanas. Sometimes staying longer in the poses feels great, and sometimes it triggers a lot of impatience. Try not to rush through the practice. Just be very observing, neutral, and kind. Good. We once again step the right foot all the way back. Turn all the toes to point towards the back of the mat. This time we lift the back here, reach the arms up, and very, very slowly bend the front leg as you bring the left knee to the ground. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Take the arms a little higher and relax the shoulders down a little more. Take one more breath in here. And on your exhale, you want to bring the palms together in front of the heart. We twist the upper body towards the right side, left elbow onto the outside of the right knee. And then instead of sinking into the left shoulder, pull yourself back till the hands are in front of the chest. Stay here, or maybe release the back knee for a twisted high lunge. Make sure you're stable. Find the length in the spine. And on your exhale, find a bit more openness in the twist. 3 more breaths. Good. Gaze down, press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, straighten the front leg. Turn all the toes to point towards the long side of the mat and land the hands into the hip. Make sure your outer edge of the feet are parallel to each other. So you want to take the big toes in a little maybe. Inhale, lift the heart higher. And then bend through the knees a little. As you fold forward, you can go halfway first. Land the fingertips on the ground, lengthen the spine. And then on the exhale, fold forward for Prasarita Padottanasana. Now the hands could be dangling, they could be on the ground. Maybe the first 3 fingers reach for the big toes. Crown of the head is pulling down to the earth. And the shoulders are pulling away from each other. Weight goes towards the toes, towards the balls of the feet, and you can always bend the knees a little. But shift the weight forward and really try and spread the sits bones as you rotate the thighs inwards and towards each other.
3 more long breaths. Good. And then on the inhale, come halfway up, bring the fingertips under shoulders, and then bend the knees a little more, hands into the hips. Inhale, stand up with a straight back, returning all toes to point towards the front of the mat. Release the back heel, take the arms up, and then slowly bend the front leg and ground the right knee down. Inhale, arms to go higher. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale here. And exhale, hands together in front of the heart. We twist to the left side, right elbow to the outside of the left knee, opening the chest here, staying in this low lunge, or maybe releasing the back knee off the ground. Inhaling, lengthening through the spine. Exhaling, twisting. Good. 3 more long breaths. Gazing forward, arms all the way up into a high lunge. And then again, coming to the top of the mat in one big step or many small steps. Samastitihi, grounding through the feet, rolling the shoulders down, big breath in. And releasing breath out. Find a moment of stillness and observation. And then find a focus point to rest your gaze on. Shift your weight onto the right foot and bring the left knee up to the chest. Hug with both hands around the shin, and you can stay here if this feels challenging for your balance, or with your first 3 fingers, grab the big toe of the left foot, arms on the inside of the knee, and you extend the leg forward as you rest the right hand on the right hip. Try and pull the left shoulder back into the joint so you're not reaching forward. And you can always bend both knees as much as necessary. Inhale here. And exhale. Long breaths. Good. And then slowly guide the leg out to the side. You want to keep the hips level, keep the right hand on the hip. And again, you can also do this with the bent knee, right? So see how you need to adjust in order to find your stable yet kind of easeful posture. Good. 2 more breaths in the open hip. And then slowly come back to the center, bend the leg, and very slowly release the foot down. Good. Feel free to shake out the legs, circle out the standing ankle. And then we switch to side. Left knee, left leg, grounds down, right knee comes up. Feel free to stay, work on your balance, or reach with the first 3 fingers for your right big toe, extending the right leg forward, left hand into the hip, trying to bring the shoulder back into the joint, knee can be bent. Finding that focus point, a certain ease in your attitude. It's just a practice. Good. And then very slowly guide the leg out to the side. Any degree is fine. And you can also do this with a bent knee. Keep the chest open. Try and keep the hips level. Lower the right hip down just a little. And then slowly come back to the center. And then bend the leg and step the foot down. Good. Give the legs a little shake. We'll do 1 more standing posture. Big toes to touch, or take the feet hip distance, but see if you can bring the knees together that we go into our chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit back, draw the belly in, and sweep the arms forward. Now you want to get that curve out of the lower back, so try and bring the tailbone down. Low belly pulls in, reach the arms forward and up. And then on your exhale, bring the hands together and we twist to the right side. Going for 1 more twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, twist. Good. Long breath in. Long breath out. 2 more. Feeling all the strength in the legs. We come back to center, but we stay low in the hips on the inhale.
On the exhale, hands together, we twist to the second side. Opening the chest, lengthening the spine and twisting. Good. And stay low in the hips. Inhale, come into your chair pose, and exhale to standing release. Good. Take a moment to feel the energy in the legs. Let the breath settle back down. Good. And then go ahead, interlace the fingers, reach the arms up. Inhale for Urdhva Sthasana. And exhale, fold over your legs. Knees can be soft. Good. We step back into a downward facing dog. Feel free to paddle the legs for a moment to relax the legs a little. And then slowly come forward into a high plank. And bring knees, chest and chin to the ground for Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward into a small cobra, point the toes. And exhale, bring the forehead to the mat. Good. Bring the hands maybe a little further back towards the ribs. Squeeze the elbows and the shoulder blades towards each other. Lift up for cobra, we stay. You want to engage the thighs a lot. You want to press the tops of the feet down into the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, keep the neck nice and long. 2 more long breaths. Use the back more than the hands. And then slowly release. Maybe wiggle the hips a little from side to side. And then bring your hands to your lower back. Interlace the fingers at the lower back for Sadapasana, the snake pose. Press tops of the feet together into the ground. Lift up again. Bring the hands away from the bottom. And bring the arms back and up. Open the chest. And once again, bring a lot of strength into the legs. Often we just relax the legs here, but press tops of the feet down. Engage the thighs. Squeeze shoulder blades back. Long breaths. Neck is relaxed. Eyes focused. And then slowly release. Maybe you want to make a little cushion with your hands. Rest the forehead down or head to one side. Wiggle the hips from side to side. Take a moment to breathe. And then extend the arms back. We do one last back bend. Here, press backs of the hands into the ground next to the hips. Roll the shoulders up, release the hands, and then release the legs. Let everything hover off the ground for a variation of Shalabhasana, locust pose. Keep the neck nice and long. Good. You can choose to stay in this posture, or maybe you want to bend the legs, pull the heels in, see if you can grab a hold of the ankles or back of the feet for your bow pose. And it's just an option. See how your back feels today. Take long breaths. If you're holding the feet, press the feet into the hand, lift the knees, lift the chest. Good. One more full breath. And then slowly release. Once again, supporting the head, wiggling the hips. And maybe this time you want to bend the legs and let the low legs drop from side to side. Releasing any tension from the lower back. Good. And then extend the legs, hands under shoulders, press into the knees, send the hips back towards the heels just for a moment, and then come up into downward facing dog. We walk the feet towards the center of the mat, take the feet wide apart, let the toes and the knees point outward, and slowly lower the hips down for a squat pose, Malasana. If your heels come off the ground, feel free to place blocks underneath or sit onto a prop. And then bring your hands together in front of the heart, pull the shoulders back. Now you want to make sure your toes and your knees are pointing in the same direction. You can always take the feet wider apart, or again, if heels need to hover, that's fine. You can support them, or maybe sit on a block. Pull the shoulder blades back, broaden the collarbones. Smoothen out your breath. Let the hips become a little bit more heavy. Let them sink towards the ground. Take another full breath here. And then slowly release the hands. Bring fingertips down to the ground and then sit back. Bring the soles of touch in front of the body. Interlace your fingers around the toes or maybe hold onto the ankles. Bounce the knees up and down a couple of times for butterfly posture and relaxing the groins here. And then let the knees come to rest, lift the heart a little higher. And on your exit, come forward with a straight back. Feeling the stimulation in the groins. No need to come down and no need to pull, but rather keep the chest open. Focus on your breath. Focus the eyes. Good. And then slowly sit up. Take your hands for help to bring the knees together. Good. And then extend the left leg in front of you. Step the right foot over the left leg. Hug the left arm around the right bended knee and then reach the right arm up for your twisted seat. Twist over to the right side. If you happen to have a lot of space, there's an option to fold the left heel in, making sure that you're not sitting on the heel, but really with both sits bones firmly on the ground, finding that stability. And then pulling the right shoulder back, taking the gaze into the twist. Whether your low leg is extended or bent, there's an option to bring the elbow into the outside of the right knee if that happens to feel spacious for you. Otherwise, stay where you were. Find your focus point. Find the breath. On your next inhale, come back to the center, gaze forward. On the exhale, softly open to the second side, little counter twist. And then gaze back forward. You can lean onto the hands if you need to unwrap the legs one after the other, exchanging the sides. Right leg is long, left foot steps in and over. Right arm hugs around, and you can choose to keep the right leg extended or fold the leg in. Sitting firmly in both sits bones as you reach the left arm up and find your twist. And we're trying not to lean back onto the hand, but really stay really nice and tall. Right arm stays or elbow into the outside of the left knee. Ardha Matsyendrasana, your twisted seat. Good. On your next inhale, come back to the center. On the exhale, take a soft counter twist. And then unwrap the legs. Extend both legs out in front of you. And now if you find yourself sitting rather with a rounded back, then bend through the knees. So you're sitting really nice and upright in the lower back. Knees and toes are pointing up, reaching the arms alongside ears, and then pulling yourself forward rather than down, forward, forward, forward. Once you can't get any further, you can relax the hands down. Could be ground, shins, ankles, feet, it doesn't quite matter. Try and aim for the belly towards the thighs much rather than anything else. Thinking really long spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, you can softly fold. There's no need to push or to pull. We're staying here again for a couple of breaths, going into a moment of stillness. So see if you can just work with the breath and settle into the pose rather than trying and forcing anything. Observe and be curious how the sensations in the body change after a while. Be curious about whatever these postures and movements invoke from your mind. And then slowly come back up. You can press the hands into the ground if that feels a little more stable. And as you sit up, bring the hands behind. Your fingertips are pointing towards the body. Pull the heels in until the soles of the feet are touching the ground. Bring the hips towards the heels, and for reverse tabletop, bring the hips high and open up through the groins. You can look towards the knees.
You can look towards the ceiling, only maybe if your neck feels good today, you can softly bring that back, opening the throat. We take 3 lines, breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, tongue out. You can be vocal about it. Inhale through the nose, forcefully out. One more inhale, and out. Good. To release, bring the hips towards the wrists. Your head will fall very naturally as you sit up. Good. Take a moment to sit upright. Just let the neck relax and the spine. And then from here, you can either keep the hands behind the knees or bring them behind you. Make sure you have enough space to then slowly, mindfully lay down on the back. Good. As you arrive, bring the soles of the feet to touch. Let the knees drop out to the sides. Either place the hands somewhere on the body where it feels soothing, or maybe grab opposite elbows above the head to open through the chest and the armpits, the shoulders a little. Taking a moment here in this very open posture to let the breath settle, creating space for the energy to flow freely. And then go ahead and take your arms over side, bring the knees together with the help of your hands, pulling the knees up to the chest, hug around the shins, make yourself small and round, maybe rock a bit from side to side. Maybe you want to bring the head up, nose in between the knees, make yourself like a little packet, take a full breath. And then go ahead and stretch out on the mat for a couple of moments of integration, rest and regeneration in Shavasana. You want to give a lot of space to the body. Make sure you're warm and comfortable, turning the palms up to the ceiling in a soft gesture of surrender. And then we take a long breath in through the nose. And then we sigh it out. With that, let go of the body. Allow it to sink fully into the ground. Let go of any kind of breath control. Let go of any thinking and allow your mind to rest for a couple of moments in stillness. And then slowly bring your attention back to the breath. Begin to awaken the body as you deepen the breath and bring small movements into the fingers, the toes. Gradually deepening the breath, allowing the movements to become more generous, maybe circling the wrists, the ankles. And then bring your feet together, arms overhead. Give yourself a nice big stretch. And then go ahead and bend your knees, roll into one side. You can keep the eyes closed a little longer. And just take a moment to observe how you feel after your asana practice. How does the body feel? What's the quality of your breath? What's the atmosphere in your mind? And then very slowly press your hands into the ground. Find a mindful way to come back in an upright seat, maybe with the legs crossed, just as we started our practice. Join your palms together in front of the heart center as a gesture of appreciation towards yourself, towards your body, the ability to practice, and towards the teachings of yoga. And when you're ready to open your eyes, slowly blink them open, clear the gaze. Thank you so much for joining me for this class. I hope you enjoyed this calm yet kind of strong practice. I'm so curious to hear what you thought about it. Please leave me a comment below and also have a look at the description box. I have some beautiful offers for you. We do a yoga teacher training that you can join from anywhere, and we have beautiful retreats coming up in gorgeous places. So let's stay connected, let's stay in touch, and I see you next week with a new video. Have a wonderful one.